Real liberty, real files. You know, when I think Call of Duty, this is the image that I get. For sure. Yeah, definitely. That embodies, you know, everything that is Call of Duty. Kind of want to warm up on some multi, though. If the game will work. You got your coffee and you're settled in. Good. I need 10 headshots with sniper rifles, 5 revenge medals, and with overkill, get a kill with 2 different primary weapons in one life 5 times. Yeah. I'm not going to do any of that. I'm just going to run around with the C9. Just going to get the thumbs warm.
Top of the roof. Left side car.
Ooh, it's choppy.
Oh my god, the fucking trailer away.
Okay. Okay, Bob.
Camping inside the house.
Man, that guy got right up out of there.
Still in the house. On the floor in the house. Yellow house.
I just shit markered the UAV, apparently. What's up, zombie boss? Destroyed. That shit out of here.
Hell yeah, shoot that shit down. On the floor on the right. No.
Getting some camos at least.
How in the fuck?
Damn it. Can't get an inch. Get the fuck out of the way.
Oh, left side.
That's a good nade. Real good nade. We got assault packs all over this bitch. There's people everywhere. marker. Another hit marker. That was my mom's best friend. Fuck.
House. Oh my god, this one did the slide bullshit. That's crazy.
Yeah, bitch.
Fuck.
Damn it, Bob! Just fucking holding that spot down. What's up, bitch? Damn it. Fucking body of my own sight made it to where I couldn't see him.
Both of them. Yep. Where the fuck did he shoot me from? Don't tell me he shot me through the bus. You're lying.
Oh yeah, they can shoot through the wheel well of the bus now. It's fucked up. Yeah. Defeated.
Of course.
We suck again. Kind of want to make a stab class on this. Just run around stabbing people.
You were just sliding, homie.
Yeah, I did. I played Battlefield 4 quite a bit. And then Battlefield 1. Well, I played Hardline a little bit when it came out. Then Hardline, but 1, but I couldn't really get into 1. I didn't like 5 either. 5 to me was like as broken as 4 was at launch, and they never fixed it. So I don't know, I couldn't really get into it either. And I haven't played, it's like the 2042, I think, is like the newest one. I haven't played that. I really liked 4, dude. 4 was so good. I always heard that 3 was the best, but I wasn't really into Battlefields, before 4. I used to be pretty goddamn good, dude. I think I headshot somebody at like 1,500 meters on there. On 4. I liked a lot of different classes. It just depended on the map. Like if we were doing Operation Locker, I would run medic. And I would get right up there by the breach where everybody's fucking dying. And a lot of people didn't know, but you could charge the defibrillator. So when you went to revive somebody, you had to hold the button down and you could actually charge up the defib. And when you shocked somebody with it, they would come back with 100% health, which made it possible for them to stand up and get out of the kill zone. But you'd have all these assholes in there also running medic, and they'd be running around just quick shocking everybody. And those people get revived with 20 life. Also, the medic that revives you and does that quick shock, they get 20 points. If you charge it up, you get 100 points, so you get way more points. It's just better for the team overall. You can also kill an enemy player with a charged defib on that game. But yeah, on Locker, I would be super medic. I also would be killing everything. That's why I didn't like 1 that much, because I really liked running medic, and all the guns on Battlefield 1 for the medic class were so bad that hardly anybody would run medic. And then because of that, nobody would wait to be helped by a medic. So if you did run medic, you couldn't really be effective because no one waited. So it just, I don't know, it was real assy for that. But yeah, I really liked sniping on Battlefield 4. I had a controller made. Hold on, let me grab it. I'll show you. I had a controller made for 4. So before the Elite controllers were a thing, a lot of people would get controllers custom made from a company called Scuff, and that's what this is. This is an original Scuff 1. It's got a long right stick, and that's specifically for sniping in Battlefield 4. I would, with that longer right stick, it takes more movement to actually move your sights, which gives you more precision aim at long range. So that's why I needed that. Once they came out with the Elite controllers, though, you can just swap the thumbs. This became obsolete. But this is like, they got the build number inside there, and you can, I don't know if the camera is going to focus. Probably not because of all the light. Damn it. But what it says is 0, that's the first number, 0, 9, 784. So this is number 9,784. It was a part of the first 10,000. Like, I pre-ordered this when they became available on Scuff's website. So I got one of the first Scuff ones, basically. But it's got, you know, a textured rubberized grip on the back, which is, it's really good, actually. That's the best grip I've ever felt on a controller. And then, you know, it's got paddles that are kind of built to the battery pack. So when it's on like that, you can push those on the back. It also has trigger stops, but this is one of the first controllers with those. So it's got, like, I think the trigger stops, I can't remember, they're activated somewhere. You got to take something off, and then it's like an Allen screw. You know, you got to have an Allen key, basically, and then you tighten them down physically. But the problem with that is, like, all it does is limit their advance. It doesn't, like, program it at all. So some games, the trigger stops fuck with shit. Like, if you were playing a racing game and you had the trigger, you know, cocked to half position, that's what it does, basically. Like, on the Elite, I've got the trigger stop that's built in set, right? And that's what it does. It barely lets me bump it. Now, if I turn it off, I can depress all the way, or I can go to half, or, you know, like that, just barely. But the thing is with the Elite, when you set the trigger stop, so if it's off, that much travel is detected in, like, the software or whatever. And then if it's on, let's say you were playing a racing game, full throttle in your car would be this if the trigger stop was off. Now, if it's on, it's going to be this, right? Just that barely little bit. But there's still, like, that play of, like, a little bit throttle to full throttle is still within that tiny little distance, if that makes any sense. Like, it doesn't take away the ability to do things. I don't know. It's hard to explain, but where this, if you set the trigger stops in this, I think it actually cranks the trigger in and holds it there, so that all you have to do is just like a bump, right? So, but if you were playing like a racing game, then your trigger would be set to here. You'd just be stuck with the throttle at like 3/4 the whole time. So it just, like, these older ones, the trigger stops weren't as well made, or, you know, because they weren't programmed for the controller, then, like I said, it messed with some of your games. But yeah, the Elite is way better. I mean, like I said, I'm stuck with, let's go back to full cam here. I'm stuck with this long right stick on here. This controller is what it is, basically. But with the Elite, like, I can pull that off. I've got, somewhere around here, I've got the buttons. But yeah, I've got a whole bunch of extra ones. But there's, like, it comes with like 6 different thumbsticks. It also comes with a different D-pad. Like you can put it's like a arcade D-pad that goes on there, which I don't use that one. It's more for like fighting games and shit. Yeah. Set this. I've also got a Scuff 360 controller that I barely used. Let me show you that. What's up, Austin? Probably super dusty. Ugh. This is my Scuff 360 controller. This was like $200. I paid as much for this as I did for my 360 that I bought used from some kid here in town. But yeah, it's also got the same like rubberized grip on the back. Really badass, honestly. The only thing I didn't like about the 360 was the thumbsticks were a little too tight. It's like to get movement, you know, you got to put it's a lot more work. Like the PS3 controller had about the same tension as the Xbox One controller, and that's, you know, Xbox obviously knew that it was too much tension on the 360 controller because they reduced it going to the Xbox One. But yeah, still pretty decent controller. I don't know. I've always wished that they would go symmetric. You know, like this D-pad here needs to be right here. But I don't think they can do it. I think it's Sony's got the rights or some shit. I don't know. Maybe Nintendo. Somebody does. So Microsoft's not allowed to do it. Like there's even this aftermarket swap controller that you can get where it lets you swap the left thumb for the D-pad, but it does not let you swap the button cluster for the other, you know, the right thumbstick. Which is unfortunate, because if you could have symmetric thumbs that were up above like that, I think that would be the best controller we could have. Like, I do like that Sony, like the PlayStation controller is symmetric, but the problem is with it being in the middle, like your thumbs having to cant to the middle, it does take a bit of effort just to put your thumbs like this. You know, if you take your hands and just hold them up, like you can tell, like your natural rest is about here, and your thumbs to do this on a controller, you're putting in some effort. It's like shooting a gun. If you're going to shoot a gun at really long range, or probably really any range, like you want to be in a good, like natural position to where your body is having you on target. You know, like if you're going to shoot at something a quarter mile away, you would lay down behind your rifle, like aim in at your target, take a good deep breath, exhale all the way, and while you're in the exhale, like after you've exhaled all your air, you're in the natural respiratory pause. Then, you know, your body doesn't need any oxygen. It's not holding any carbon dioxide. That's when you're supposed to shoot, is right after you've exhaled. So for long range shooting, you're laying down behind the weapon, you're aimed in through the sight, you take a deep breath, you exhale, and you look through the sight. And wherever you are, without trying to move the weapon, is the natural position for that weapon. So then you move your body until you're just looking through the sights and you're laying there on sight. Like, you don't move the weapon, you know, and that's kind of like the principle that I'm thinking would apply to these controllers. I know that's a long-winded fucking description, but, you know, we need a controller that puts our thumbs at more of a natural rest position so that the inputs we do on the controller aren't stressed. Yeah, Blaze, I was a coach for pistol and rifle marksmanship in the Marine Corps. So when I went through boot camp, I shot really well on the rifle range when they were, teaching us how to shoot. And because of that, when I got to the fleet, my command looked at my scores, and they were like, "Oh shit, you really good shot. You should go to coach's course." And so they sent me to coach's course. And that's something they just do all the time. Like when hold on. But yeah, when new people come to the fleet like that, they usually look at your qualifications and whatnot and see where you would be best fit, or what other things you could bring to the table like that, basically. But I mean, there's some guys that go to the fleet and the command will look through their records and see that they're like way overqualified, like they overscored on everything, and they'll send those dudes to like officer training, which I was not one of those people, but I shot really well, and so they sent me to coach's course. And then at coach's course, I learned the fundamentals of marksmanship in a way that I could teach other Marines, right? Like I went from boot camp where I was taught the fundamentals in a group setting where I really didn't have the one-on-one training, and I mean I got it, but there was certain things I didn't get, right? But when I went through coach's course, it was all taught to me. I learned all of it. And then, I myself became a better shot because I understood what I was actually doing better, and I was, able to teach people. Like that was one of my favorite things in the Marines, was to go to the rifle range and coach. Like I would have to go out to the range when we would go to qualify, and I would have to watch the guys in my unit shoot, and then I would, I was almost like a shooting caddy, right? Like I'd be sitting behind you watching you shoot, and like when your target came up with the marker on it, judging by where you would hit the target, I kind of knew what you were doing wrong. Also, just by watching you, I could tell what you were doing wrong, and so I would tell people how to fix it, pretty much. Like there was a kid in our company. He was a supply guy. Somehow he had got through boot camp, but he didn't know how to shoot worth a shit, which is crazy because you actually do have to pass the rifle range to get through boot camp. But he just didn't know shit, dude. Like he was seriously out at the range shooting like a 7, and you need a 25 to pass. So, I started coaching him for the week, basically, and when he qualified after me coaching him, he shot like a 35 or something. Like he was hoping just to pass. He ended up getting a sharpshooter badge, which is like the second best badge. There's only 3. There's fucking marksman, sharpshooter, and expert. But yeah, it was just that he had went through boot camp, and in that group setting, he didn't really get proper instruction, and so he was completely lost in the sauce. Like he didn't know what he was supposed to be doing. And I, fortunately was able to show him what he had missed. Like it happened to me in SOI. We did the land nav training, and I don't know if I was just fucking tired or what, but when we did the classroom stuff, I was not fucking like really paying attention, and I ended up, when we went out to do the land nav course, I fucking failed it. I didn't know what I was doing, and it was a good thing that they kept me. Like anybody that failed the land nav course, you got your weekend secured, so we couldn't go out for the weekend. It was like you got punished, basically, and you fucked up. So I had to spend the weekend redoing the whole land nav course, which a lot of people would hate that, and myself included. I was like, this kind of sucks. But when I got out there to actually do it, it was awesome because, again, it was like just like 6 or 7 of us that had failed, and we ended up getting like more of like a one-on-one training, and then I was actually taught like what the fuck to do. And because of that, I aced the fucking course the second time. And then when I got to the fleet, you know, one of my mentors was a guy named Sergeant Keisler, who he taught me everything I knew about the cannon. He taught me things that we weren't even like supposed to know, that nobody knew really, that he had just figured the fuck out. And it like, you know, it didn't come to it, but if it would have, these would have been some life-saving things, basically. But shit, I can't remember where I was going with that. Oh yeah, so Keisler was our land nav guy first deployment when we went to Iraq in 03. He led the whole company, and I really like respected him for that. You know, that was like a really hard and high stress job, and I understood it was a hard job because I had failed land nav, you know. So I really respected him for being able to land nav well. And when it got to be my turn, like when I became an NCO, I told my lieutenant that I wanted to be the land nav of our platoon or whatever, and so that became my job. And it really was because I had failed that first time that I was able to learn it so well. That, and I mean, Sergeant Keisler taught me some things too, but I mean, I don't know, I just knew a lot of it. Like when I got to the fleet, I did know how to land nav because I had remedialed. But yeah, it was cool, you know. And I don't know, being lead vehicle is, or lead element or whatever, is crazy, but like literally somebody has to do it. So on my second tour, I led our convoy in like we went to Israel. We landed just north of the Gaza Strip and like drove about, I don't know, it was like several hours south to some fucking range where we did a bunch of training with the IDF. You know, we did some operations. It wasn't even operations, it was like training shit with the Jordanians. So we went to Jordan, we, you know, offloaded at their main pier, and then I had to lead our convoy like 100 miles north into the mountains so that we could do some training up there with their guys. And then we went to Iraq for 1 month, basically. Well, first we were in Kuwait for like a month, and I was leading us through a bunch of shit there. Like we ended up going down, well, no, in Kuwait we were just doing training and stuff, but I mean, I had to be the lead vehicle to drive us, you know, around places and shit. But either way, that wasn't a big deal. But when we went in, so we were in Kuwait for like a month, then we got on ship. Then we went, I can't remember, we went somewhere stupid. Then we went back to fucking Kuwait and back like in, and we went to Iraq that second time because, you know, we weren't going to go like our first time we were there. I was on a MEU that second deployment, so we were kind of like a force and readiness type thing. But either way, you know, we ended up going back, and we went back to Iraq. And so my unit, you know, it was stupid, but we got sent down to the Saudi Arabian border. Like we went down like southwest to where Saudi Arabia and Iraq meet. And then what it was there was a lot of fighting going on up in like the Sunni Triangle around like Ramadi and shit. And they were getting all these foreign fighters coming in from Syria and Jordan and just different countries. And so they were trying to cut that off. And because they had cut that off, they thought there was going to be foreign fighters coming in from Saudi Arabia. So that's why we were down along the Saudi border, just to give them something to fight when they came across, or to maybe try to fucking, you know, spot them coming in. But either way, we spent a month down on the Saudi Arabian border watching the Iraqi border patrol watch us. That's pretty much what we did. We fucking patrolled around. We did reconnaissance, you know, but it was just on really nothing. Like nothing happened. It was fucking dumb. Meanwhile, my fucking parent battalion, 2nd LAR, they were actually up in the Sunni Triangle, and like a bunch of my friends that I had went, you know, through training with, and I knew from just being in the fleet with them, they were getting fucking killed. It sucked ass. Like, I wanted to be there to help, but, you know, they had us off in fuck-offity land. We took a boat, dude. Like, our ships are 14 tons, and the LCAC, which is, it's a landing craft air cushion. It's like a giant hovercraft. It can literally take 4 of our 14-ton LAVs and fly. They basically, you know, they say they fly out to the ship. Like, it flies up onto the beach, drops these ramps. We drive up onto it, and then we have to, like, gripe down. Like, you have to take these fucking chains and these shackles and shit and these bindings and, like, chain the vehicles down. And it takes about 10 minutes, you know. And then the crew goes over your vehicle and makes sure that there's not any loose debris or anything. They tell us to do it, too, but they come back through and double check, because apparently the blades on the 2 big fans on the back are worth like a fucking $1 million a piece or some shit. But yeah, we get flown out to the ship. And, you know, when they get to the ship itself has to lower like 10 feet down into the ocean so that these hovercraft can fly into the back of the boat. Yeah, it's fucking a free cruise, kind of. I mean, you know, there's like 2,500 people running around on this fucking ship. They have this thing called on-rep working parties. So, like, once a week, a couple of, like, smaller ships would pull up next to our ship, and they would, like, tether off to each other with cables from these big riggings, and they would start sending pallets of food over to our ship. And then us Marines would have to make a human chain from one end of the ship to the other, and we'd stand there for like fucking 10 hours hucking boxes. Like, you'd have to, you know, it'd be a never-ending fucking supply of, here comes a 40-pound box, basically, and you'd grab it from the guy next to you and hand it to the guy next to you. And that shit went on all fucking day. And we, you know, what was crazy is you never really seen the Navy doing that shit. It was always the Marines that had to do all this crazy labor. Like, when we got on ship, there was mess duty, so it wasn't the Navy feeding the Marines, it was our guys feeding us. But there was also 3 separate lines for chow. Like, when you went to go get food in the cafeteria, you had a line for Marines, you had a line for Navy personnel that were like E5 and below going this way, and then you had a line for Navy personnel that are E6 and above going this way. So E6s in the Navy were sitting there with a line of like 5 people, and when it was their turn, 2 of them got to go. Our line would be like half the ship long. You know, you'd have to go down there at 5 a.m. to get your breakfast by 6. And so we'd be standing in line for a fucking hour. But the Navy, you know, they were fast-tracked ahead of us because they all had jobs to go do. And you'd see them at their job, which would be them sitting on their fat ass doing fucking nothing. But, yeah, dude, I if you can tell, I'm a little bit bitter towards the Navy. And I don't have anything against, like, all the Navy, I guess, or other branches for that matter, but my experience on the USS Kearsarge was not great. We were mistreated by the Navy. We had this one chief that was in charge of the well deck, which is where our vehicles were stored, that, like, religiously fucked with us, dude. Like, I think he just enjoyed fucking with Marines. He would be down there, like, messing with us, messing with our vehicles. One time somebody pulled a drain plug out from under the, you know, the LAV-25 has like, it was like a dozen different drain plugs. And there's one like right under the engine, you know, and the engine on those vehicles is shit. It tends to leak fluids and whatnot. And so this motherfucker pulled one of our drain plugs and leaked all this fucking oil all over the deck. Then he proceeds to freak out and act like we did it to ourselves. Like, what fucking Marine Corps Lance Corporal is going to open up a drain plug on his own vehicle and then just leave a mess for himself? Like, you know you're going to have to clean that shit up. And so there's not a doubt in my mind that he was the one that did it because, or maybe he had one of his guys do it. Like, I was on watch one time. I'm standing down there with an M16, and it's odd that as a Marine you have to guard your vehicles while you're riding on a naval ship, but you have to because you can't trust anyone. And so, yeah, we're standing there with loaded fucking M16s watching Navy personnel have a little fucking muster, as they called it, down in front of our vehicles. And they were all standing there eating chips and drinking pops while they were waiting for their fat-ass chief to show up. And then he showed up, and he talked to him for a second, and then they pretended like they were in the military. And then they walked up the fucking stairs past me, and there was all their trash down there on the Humvee. And I said, hey, Chief, you guys going to clean up after yourselves? And he's like, no, that's your guys' area. You pick it up. And I was like, oh, that's messed up. We just come back from the war, and you guys are going to be treating us like fucking slaves up in here. And I was like, when's it our turn to drop the pack since we're the ones doing all the fighting? And he turns, he's like, you guys don't ever drop your pack. Never. And then he just took off running up the fucking ladder. Like, this dude was like a E8 or some shit. He should have been screaming in my face for even talking to him like that. But he was such a fucking pussy that he couldn't even fucking chew me out. It was bad, dude. Being on ship was fucking bad. We'd have to get haircuts once a week. And the barber shop was down in this stupid little fucking, like, corner of the ship where there was this tiny little hallway. And there's like I said, there's like 1,000 Marines on board, and we were all in different units. And so we'd have to have like a guy from our platoon in the barbershop cutting our platoon's hair. And there's only 3 chairs in the barbershop. So you had one guy's platoon barber on one chair, and then out the door was a line of our platoon. Then on the other chair was another barber, and out the door was another line. And then on the other chair, and so we had 3 different lines of Marines coming out this tiny little door, out this little hallway. And yeah, it was dumb, but that's what they were making us fucking do. Like, what are we supposed to do? And then all of a sudden, this fucking Navy lieutenant comes down, and he tells us that we have to clear the hallway. That we have to clear the fucking hallway. And we're like, sir, we're standing in a line right now. If we clear the hallway, the lines is going to be all fucked up. Like, where are we supposed to go? And he said, I don't give a fuck. Get out of my fucking hallway. Or his P-way, as he called it. So I got pissed off. I was like, man, this is some bullshit. And he was he kind of got in my face, and he was like, what'd you say? And I was like, this is the kind of shit that makes people want to jump off the fucking ship. And he's like, oh, are you threatening to commit suicide? I'm going to have you fucking charged up. And then he wanted me to go get one of my staff NCOs and fucking, he wanted to get me in trouble for fucking saying that his shit was stupid, basically. And so then I'm like, yeah, okay. So I go and get my fucking corporal, because that's all I could find. And I come back down there, and I like have my corporal talk to this fucking Navy lieutenant, and he's like going off on my corporal, telling him that he needs to straighten his guys out. And my corporal was telling the lieutenant that I'm just a dumbass and that, blah, blah, blah. He just threw me under the bus, basically. But I didn't care. He got me out of trouble, basically, because he sat there just talking shit. And then, like, they both, agreed that I was a piece of shit. And that was that. And then, like, the next day, I'm in the fucking hangar bay looking out an open fucking door. And I got down in a 3-point stance like I was going to go flying out the door. And these 2 Marine, like, gunnies come walking up to me, and they held their hand up, and they were like, ready, go. So they thought it was funny. But this squid thought it was fucking like a real serious fucking deal. Oh, the bathrooms were hell, dude. Bathrooms were fucked. Like, on my way to Iraq in 2003, we were all given the smallpox vaccination. And for like 2 weeks, we had to keep a Band-Aid over the fucking blister that we got. And to get the Band-Aid changed, you were supposed to go to BAS and have them take the Band-Aid off and put it in one of the little biohazard containers, and then they would put on a new one. You weren't supposed to touch the Band-Aid because the pus that's in the blister could infect you with smallpox, right? We were also told for that 2 weeks to not touch the handrails of the stairways, which was crazy because these fucking ladders are like vertical, dude. You need the handrail to go up and down the fucking things, but we somehow managed to not use them for like a good week or two. But throughout that whole 2 weeks, dude, when you took a shower, there was Band-Aids in the shower, like on the floor. Luckily, everybody had shower shoes, but it was fucking gross, dude. There was Band-Aids fucking everywhere. Like, I was seasick for the first 2 weeks on ship, so I'd be in the bathroom on my hands and knees fucking puking into the toilet. The ship's rocking back and forth, and there's, like, water on the floor in the bathroom, and it, like, starts at one side of the room, and as you're sitting there puking in the toilet, you watch that water go run across behind the toilet to the other side of the room, and then it comes back, and it goes behind the toilet to the other side, and back and forth, and that itself makes you throw up even harder. We had 3 phones on the whole ship. 3 phones that were like a pay phone, but they didn't have a coin slot or anything. You had to have a phone card. The phone card was $1 per minute. And then the way the phones worked is they didn't, right? They were satellite phones built into the ship. The ship was part of a strike group of like 7 ships. So those 7 ships shared a satellite for the phones, apparently. And that meant that our ship would get the phones for like 3 or 4 hours, and then the next ship, and it would just rotate around. And the problem was there wasn't like an even amount of time being taken, so the schedule just rotated around the clock as well. So you never really knew when the phones were going to be on. They could be on in the middle of the fucking night. They could be on in the middle of the day while you were at work. And, you know, and even on ship, while we're sitting there, the vehicles are strapped down in the well deck, we still had work. We'd have to go down there and scrub rust on the vehicles because they're kind of at, like in the open sea air down there in the well deck. So there'd be rust, there'd be work we'd be doing. We'd be training, you know, doing all this shit. But sometimes you'd go walking up to the berthing area where we lived, and that's where the phones were. They were right outside our little berthing area. And like you would just pick up the phone and listen for a dial tone. And if there was a dial tone, you could call somebody. But if you started using that phone, a line of like 50 people would form behind you within 15 minutes. You know, everybody that wanted to use the phone would all of a sudden appear and want to use the phone. And so there would be this epic line of people behind you. Most of them wouldn't get to use the phone because there was no limit, right? My one friend would buy hundreds of minutes every fucking time. So when he got on the phone, he wasn't coming off it. He literally wasn't coming off it. He'd stand there for 3 fucking hours saying nothing to his wife. And, you know, the rest of the guys are sitting on the floor just hoping to be able to hear their wife's voice or some shit. But yeah, you had people that would sit on the thing for fucking ever. And so yeah, it was hell. The phones were really bad like that. There was also like a 1 second delay. So when you said anything to somebody over the phone, they heard it like a second later. So they'd start talking when you were talking, and it really was bad. You know, it pissed me off so bad that I stopped calling my ex-wife, or, you know, she was my wife at the time. I stopped calling her because I just didn't want to deal with it. I didn't want to deal with the phones. Like, you'd be on the phone, you'd wait your turn in line, you'd finally get up to get on the phone, and you'd go to call somebody, and the phones would go dead, you know, and you wouldn't be, there's nothing you can do. You wait till next day, I guess. Like, it was kind of fucked up, but me and my one friend, we would go out there to those phones when they were not working, and we would get on them and pretend that they were working. And we'd be standing there pretending like we were talking to somebody, and then the line would start forming, you know, and all these people would start getting in line behind us, and we'd keep it going for about 10 minutes, you know, and there'd be half dozen, maybe 10 people fucking sitting around in the hallway. And then we'd turn around and just start laughing and be like, yeah, they aren't even on. It was fucked up. There was a lot of fucked up things on ship. Like, we would spread rumors all the time. You know, we'd be standing in the chow line and you'd just be like, oh my God, did you hear Oprah died? Like, the same shit people do in live streams where they'll say Joe Rogan died and then everybody goes and looks and you find out he didn't really die. Like, we were doing that shit on ship 20 fucking years ago. I'm sure people were doing it way before that too. Like, there was people, the Navy would put out ads for fake classes, dude. They would put out there was one where they were advertising for a Marine to be strapped to the wing of a Harrier using a fucking machine gun, you know, to shoot like as an assistant gunner to the pilot, which is completely ridiculous. You know, you're not going to sit strapped to a wing going fucking hundreds of miles an hour. But, you know, there was a bunch of Marines that were stupid enough to go to this one place on the ship at like midnight and wait for this class that didn't happen because they saw flyers for it. You know, we started a whole game on there too it was called The Shit, which was it was an acronym. It was Superheroes in Training, which that really had nothing to do with it, but we were just bored, you know. So it was like me and the 4 guys that I came to the fleet with, we became like a mafia family kind of, and that's how it worked, is that each group had their own like family, and then you had a Don within the family, and so you were supposed to keep that secret. Like, whoever the head was of your group had to be a secret. And then we all stole fucking butter knives from the chow hall, and we would go around ship like trying to stealth kill each other with butter knives, which, you know, we didn't hurt each other, but you would walk up behind somebody and grab them and slit their throat with the back of the butter knife. And like, it would scare the hell out of you if somebody got you. You know, the ship's tight quarters. There's a lot of weird passageways that are dark and shit. Like, you could easily sneak up on people all over the place. And so it was just kind of fun. You know, it gave us something to do. Like, we were always trying to assassinate each other's head and take out each other's family, basically. Like, I don't know. It was fucking dumb, but it was fun. There was somebody that had a tube of fucking like lidocaine or some shit, and they were going around the berthing area squirting that into people's mouths when they were asleep. And so, like, if you got caught sleeping with your mouth open, you could very easily wake up with a completely numb mouth, which was really funny because people would wake up to the taste of it, I think. And then they'd start yelling. They'd be like, what the fuck is that? What the fuck is happening? You know, and they start screaming, like, really freaking out because they don't know why their mouth isn't working. And it was just funny as fuck. All right, zombies. We're totally going to play. Hey, Frosty, I actually did see you, but I was mid speech, and if I would have stopped, I would have totally derailed. But hi. Hope you're having a good Monday. I don't know what gun I want to use. Oh, wow, the SOG is actually not just Battle Pass only, maybe. I'm going to try it. Because people were destroying me with it on multi yesterday. But I thought it was only available on the Battle Pass. Sometimes that's not easy to do, Blaze. It's like texting and driving. There's certain times where that's easy to do, and there's certain times where that's really, really stupid to do. Like, sometimes I can look over at chat and we can have a full conversation about it. Other times, if I even glance at chat, I am dead. Liberty Falls. Real Liberty. Real Falls. shit, Frosty rolled a 97? That's crazy. Why is there, like, the tiniest little stock on this gun? They act like you're going to shoulder it somehow. Solo. Like, if I play with people, they'll do whatever, you know, and I don't know what's going to happen as far as doors being opened, Easter egg, all that. Cheaps. Your headache is killing you? I'm sorry, babe. Ding. Probably slept wrong. Neck's probably all screwed up. Your shit's fucked up. This gun is crazy. It has basically no attachments, but just chewing them up. I'm not sure, dude. That has changed a bit, I think, but I know people were camping over by the bowling alley, like on the other side of this door. I'll show you where. Like right here. Not where I'm at here, but in there. You go around, you leave this closed, and then they sit right next to that window with the jet gun, shooting everything that comes along until the jet gun runs out. Then they ether shroud, and then I think you can stay in the ether shroud basically long enough for the jet gun to come back. And then they have, you know, the crafting table is right there, so you can make your score streaks and stuff. It was good. I had a pretty good weekend. Just been gaming, basically. Hopefully you had a good time at your parents'. I didn't watch it. I was like watching a guy that was live streaming, and he, I think, was watching it and kind of talking about it, but I wasn't too interested in it. Like, I kind of knew what to expect. You know, I think if Mike Tyson were to really fight probably just about anyone, he'd probably fucking kill them. But I really don't believe that's what this was. I think this was just, you know, Tyson was paid $20 million to lose, pretty much. Which it's all a show, you know, and it, in a lot of ways it does hype boxing and, you know, help the sport, I guess. But, you know, as far as like actual boxing matches go is probably the worst thing that's ever fucking happened, you know, in a boxing ring. I'm sure, you know, Jake Paul and Mike Tyson probably made $1 billion for the bookies and Netflix and everybody that was involved. Like, they probably made a shitload of money, you know. What's really sad is there's probably a lot of people in this country that are not as financially stable as they would like to be, that, you know, put down a little bit of money just thinking that it was going to be a real fight, and, you know, they lost that. And you get enough people doing that, it's like, in a way, you know, they kind of rob the public. But it's the expression, a fool and his money is quickly parted, or something like that. It's like, that's kind of true. You know, if somebody's stupid enough to throw a bunch of money down on a fight that's most likely not real, then they probably deserve to lose their money. It's probably better off for everyone that they don't have it. That's why I made that post. I was like, have you guys ever seen The Great White Hype? Because that's a boxing movie all about how the promoters will take a fighter and produce like this whole image around, you know, like this expectation basically, and then when the real fight happens, it's not what you think at all, you know. Like they just try to make like a whole story around this fight. I also thought it was really obvious when Mike Tyson slapped Jake Paul, and it looked like he really pulled that slap. Like, it was like a bad dream where you go to hit somebody and you can't really make full contact. That's what it looked like to me. Like, he, in the middle of his slap, didn't want to do it, and so he didn't really give him a full slap. Like, I watch Power Slap, dude. I've seen motherfuckers get slapped. Like, fuck out of here. That was not a real slap, you know? It's fucking weak as hell. Yeah, that's what I think, Zombie Boss. And that's what I was telling Callie, like, I think the day before. I was like, you know, if Tyson comes out of that ring with a pulse, then it's probably rigged. Because I would expect Tyson, if he's going to lose, it's going to be because he died in the ring. Like, I really, like, would expect him to just go so fucking hard that he would overexert himself, you know, trying to do what he thought he could do, or what he used to be able to do, you know. Like, you train quite a bit, and yeah, you get ready for it, but, like, the long distance of a fight could really, like, be, you know, tough to deal with, I guess. But yeah, clearly wasn't real. But what else would you expect, you know? Now I'm wondering who he's going to fight next, because that's going to be the thing. He'll probably fight Hulk Hogan or some shit. It's going to be funny. Like, I would love it if, like, I think Conor McGregor is talking about it. Like, it would be so funny if somebody went along with the charade to the point of actually getting in the ring with him, and then they just beat the brakes off him, dude. Like, they didn't even go along with the bullshit. Like, it would be really obvious, I think, because the ref would probably stop the fight. You know, they'd be like, oh, this isn't how it's supposed to go. But yeah, I would so appreciate that if somebody actually just whooped his ass. I mean, it shows the power of money, honestly. Like, you could pull off some crazy shit if you have enough money. I saw a meme this morning that showed the scene from Napoleon Dynamite where Napoleon and Kip are, like, slapping each other in the living room. and it says that this is a better fight than the Paul versus Tyson fight. Like, I heard towards the later rounds, like, they were just kind of dancing around in front of each other. Like, no one was even trying to hit each other. Then I heard that Jake Paul started bowing and shit at the end, which to me is very indicative of the fact that it was more like a play than anything else. I think that's the case with a lot of pro sports, though, too. Like, ever since, I think it was like 2007 or something, I think it was the Steelers were playing against the Seattle Seahawks, and there was like this Cinderella fucking story that they were trying to tell about one of the Steelers players, or maybe it was the coach, but they were going to go to the fucking Hall of Fame, and so the refs in that game made it to where Seattle lost. And, it was just so that they could finish the perfect little story that they had produced for the Steelers. And then, they had to turn around and right that wrong, I guess, by letting Seattle win like 2 in, 3 years or whatever the fuck it was, or it was back-to-back or some shit. But, it was fucking rigged, and it was really obvious. And then after that, I started really paying attention to the NFL, and to me, I don't think any of those teams actually play against each other in the sense that they are competing. I think, like, they have their matches or their games on the weekends. Monday morning, they get a script, basically. They get a list of plays. They are given pretty much a choreographed game. And then they go and they practice the choreography of that game for the week. And then they go out and they put on a show. They put on a play. And we think we're watching a sporting event when really we're watching a highly scripted play. And, it may not be this way in the regular season, but it's definitely that way in the postseason, and it's most definitely that way during the Super Bowl. Like, that's why they have to take such a long break. Like, they never used to have to take, like, a month to have the Super Bowl, and nowadays they do, because they need that much time to write a new script and, get all these players together and have them choreograph all this fucking crazy shit that's going to be just, it's going to be so historic. And that's the thing that is, it's a thing in every Super Bowl. It'll be, this team was the first team to score in 4 different ways and blah, blah, blah. I think it's like a month, dude. It used to be a week. It might be like 2 weeks. I don't know. It's 2 weeks for the rest. Yeah, exactly. They got to rest. What you gonna do about it, Mangler? Yeah, UFC's all right. I liked the old days. Like, there was some crazy shit back in the day, dude. They used to do, like, they did this series. It was like the David versus Goliath. So you had, like, there was this one. It was Don Fry. He's like 6'1", 205 pounds. He fought this dude that was 6'1", 405 pounds, and he beat the shit out of him. I don't know what to do about this guy. I don't have any fucking ammo. Oh, yeah. Dude, my favorite fighter in the UFC was Tank Abbott. That guy was so badass. If the fight went longer than 4 minutes, he would lose because he was just so fat, you know, and kind of out of shape. But if he got a fucking right punch on somebody, or like hit somebody with a good strong right, like, they were done. He was knocking fuckers out. I think he is why they had to put a skirt around the top of the octagon, because he tried to chuck a dude over the fucking top of the goddamn wall. Like, he was just a crazy fuck. And it was funny because, you know, he'd be out there, and, like, if he lost the fight, they'd interview him after the fight, and they'd be like, so Tank, how do you feel about tonight's loss? And he'd be like, I don't give a fuck. I'm going to go get in another fight right now. And then he'd just go, just leave. He was just badass, man. Yeah, they were. I had to go rent the shit. I remember renting UFC tapes from the video store in my hometown when I was a kid. That's how I first seen it. I don't know where it aired other than that. You know, I have no idea. No, I think Pride was a different thing. Maybe, though. Maybe in the very early days. I'm not sure. But I think Pride was just like a separate thing. I think Pride probably got bought out by UFC and just combined or something. But you might be right. I am not sure. This gun has an insane fire rate. Just need better attachments for it. Level 5. The Gracies started what in 93? Pride? UFC? Oh, okay. I was going to say, I was seeing those UFC tapes in Uptown Video pretty early in the 90s, so, and I don't remember Pride until like after 2000 or something, but yeah, I don't know. I just don't know for sure. Oh, okay. Remember the XFL? That shit came and went in like one season, I think. They did a good job marketing it, and that was it. You're like, oh, I remember. Ow. There was going to be no fair catch, and you could fucking just about kill each other on the field. Oh, good. That happens a lot in the gaming industry as well. People don't realize, but there will be like some small studio developing a really cool game with like some awesome little quirky game mechanic, and the big studio will come along and be like, "Oh, we'll buy your game, and you know you can fucking get all this money," and then they sell the game, and then they take that game and they shelve it because they've got some big game that is going to be similar to it that they don't want that game stealing fucking attention from, and then that game never comes out. Oh shit! I still need the water pressure. Yeah, there's a lot of fighters that you never even hear about, either in like weird little fucking leagues and shit or whatever, like little kickboxing leagues and all that. I worked with a guy in Texas that was a bad motherfucker, dude. He was like some sort of crazy black belt in like Taekwondo or some shit. And he did a bunch of sparring when he was young. And then, well, not sparring, but like fights, you know. And he told me that he had signed a contract saying he would fight any man in the state of Texas while he was, you know, a fighter or whatever. And then he had a fight where he went against this dude, and he said he hauled off and just kicked the guy right in the head. Well, the guy went down like instantly, and he thought it was weird because it was just like the first kick basically. But he said his foot was like, his big toe was all wet, and he was like, damn, did I get my toe in his mouth? And like when the guy finally lifted his head up off the canvas, he was completely missing his eye. Like the dude that I was working with, he had kicked this guy's eye right out of his fucking eye socket. Like it just completely destroyed his eyeball. And that's when he quit fighting. Because he just, like, the look, I guess the look that the guy gave him with his other eye when he stood up was pretty awful. And he felt really bad. He was this old Mexican guy, man. And I tell you what, like, I can size people up pretty well, you know, and just judging off of like how he walked around, you know, I could tell he was super limber, and he was just the type of person you didn't fuck with. Well, you can just tell those type of people. There's getting to be less and less of them these days, but you see them every once in a while, and you're like, yep, that's definitely the type of person you don't fuck with. You just know it. Get him, Energy Mine. You're missing every goddamn shot. Holy shit. Yeah. My friend would say, he is one of those with which you do not fuck. He was Leroy Brown. Come on, water valve. Got it. Probably need to wait till I got one zombie. I'm going to get stuck in that room. Ow. Oh, I didn't get the goddamn handle. Exactly how much weed did you smoke? Luckily, it's the easiest fucking thing to get. I just forgot to grab it. Oh, yeah. Way to just not know the steps, please. Usually the first thing you'll do is grab the water valve thingy down there. Then you got to kill the groundskeeper to get the key to the tool shed, which is the part I did do. I just didn't open it and get this. So you need the handbrake, the dials from doing the water pressure, and then the electrical wiring from that one shop. And then once you have those, you can build it. Yeah. No, you're fine, dude. I'm the one that's supposed to know this shit. Damn it. I wonder if the big guy could even get in this room. Like, could an abomination get through this doorway? I think there's a spawn window, unfortunately, right here. But you could camp here. Probably not. I'm going to die. I'm going to get the fuck out of there. Almost triple pack, but I'd like to get a few more perks. Hey, man. Grab that. I like to try to get the free dead shot, but I don't know if I can do it with this gun. I need to see how much sway I have in the sights. Maybe. Now I just need no zombies. Yeah, and COD, he probably breaches his heads right through the wall, I'm sure. Ow! You jerks. You see people camp vault. Yeah, I've kind of seen that too. Swallow that, bitch. Why is that not counting? Oh, there's one. Well, for some reason, it wasn't giving me hits on the first one. That's weird. This morning is dragging. Go pap one on this thing. Might as well put an ammo mod on. What we got here? Nothing. So we'll just do fire. I was looking to see if I had any daily challenges for any other kind of mod, but nope. You start work at your new job Thursday? Hell yeah, dude. Forgot I had this. It's fucking embarrassing. Feels like they drop a lot more armor when you use this thing. Yeah, it is good. It's a little tricky to use at first. Like, when I first tried to use it, I would just hold the right trigger, you know, and really just fly through the ammo. But you got to sit here and feather it, you know, and you want the zombies that you're trying to kill with it to be right in your face. So you don't really use the trigger until they are there, you know, and then it's just like, zap, and they're gone, and now I'm back to full ammo, and then I can kill those, and now I'm back to full ammo, and then I'm back to full ammo, you know, and so you can really make it last. But if it gets hairy and you have to, you know, you can just sit here and hold it, and then when it gets to the red, I'm not entirely sure how it works, but I'd use left trigger and I do the discharge blast, which does a hell of a lot of damage. Works really well on manglers. And then it's already back to full ammo. Last night, Boom and I each had the jet gun. He got it from the mystery box, and I got it from building. And so we were kind of taking turns right here, but it just got out of hand, you know, and I don't know. Like, mobility isn't great when you have it in hand. Like, this is me trying to move with the jet gun. This is me, you know, I can do a little bit more razzle-dazzle when I've got an SMG in my hand. Shit. I put slider back on because it honestly is a lot better than Dr. Ram. Like, you can slide kill things where the Ram variant, not so much. Usually shoot during insta because it's actually faster to get the kills. So does that jump kill zombies in one jump, or does it take several? The armored guys take several, or two or three sometimes. I think it's more in the higher rounds. I'm not sure, but I think their health cap is on round 55. So every round they will have more health until that round. But yeah, it should, like, if you watch, it'll kill most of them. Full power, so I'm going to use my field upgrade and grab that one. There's a mutant ejection. I'm going to use mine. Yeah, it is. Chopper Gunner is pretty damn good too, but I think the mutant injection lasts longer. Technically, you could kill an abomination way faster with the chopper, but there's a lot of rounds where you'll get a abomination and you kill it, and then like 10 seconds later you get another one, and that's where the mutant injection really does well, because you know, it'll last long enough to get the two of them usually. Ah, you fuckers. Leave me alone. Really wanting a slide here. Could grab my 3 vest. So I found out I was wrong about the armor. I thought that if you held out to tier 3, you would save the points that you spent on tier 2. That is not true. If you buy tier 2, it costs 4,000. If you wait and buy tier 3 without buying tier 2, it costs 14,000. If you buy tier 3 after you have tier 2, it costs 10,000. So it costs the same whether you go 1, 2, 3, or 1 and skip 2 and get 3. So it's no advantage of, you know, skipping 2. It's literally just a fucking risk you don't need to take. I was trying to shoot this thing, but I ran out of ammo. See, it takes quite a while for it to recharge. There's just that dude right there. I'm going to grab a couple perks. Arsenal accelerator. Ow. When the abomination roars in your face like that, if you can toss a grenade into his open mouth, it takes him down by like quite a bit. It's why I actually keep grenades instead of any other lethal. Oh, he tail slapped me right off the wall. I think it's probably going to be Christmas time, dude, or maybe Thanksgiving. Sometimes they do that. Oh, I bounced it off the rim of his dirty little mouth. Yeah, or Doritos. There are some tokens on the fucking battle pass, but, you know, it's money. Money. Does the gun change colors when you pack a punch it? This is the pack 2 camo for Liberty Falls, and then the gun, this gun has got the pack 3. Yeah, it was pack 1 a minute ago. It probably looked orange. I hope it's Outbreak, dude, but I have a feeling it's going to be fucking Grief or some shit. Just because Grief hasn't been brought out in a long time and everybody thinks it was fun. Well, not everybody, but there's some people that seem to think it was fun. It was alright, but it was also a fucking rage fest, so... I can switch field upgrades. I'm going to go to Ether Shroud, because I'm going to sit back in this spot. I need to charge it up first, though. I want to see how fast the rounds go in there. And I've never used Ether Shroud on this game, so I'm not sure how it's going to work. Shit. Outbreak because of the story. Yeah, dude, that would make sense. I mean, like the opening of this game is basically takes, you know, it's right after the ending of Cold War. And there are a lot of the same characters like Weaver and who's that chick? There's a bunch of them from that story. I might need Mustang and Sally. I've seen that. Yeah, Strauss. Dr. Strauss. Well, yeah, if you watch the cutscene of this map, there is like a whole underground facility with like some kind of computer thing with Sam in it, which you don't do any of that in the Easter egg, which, you know, maybe it's going to be another Easter egg added to this map. I don't know. Go try it. We're gonna die. I thought I was gonna be able to melee a lot more, or a lot more powerfully, or some shit. Oh shit! I wonder. I might have to pack a punch my knife. That is not doing shit. I need, oh, you know what I probably need is melee macchiato. See, people were doing this like 2 weeks ago because when you would kill these guys with this suit on, you would still be able to get mutant injections. But they have since patched that. So now when you get kills with a score streak, you cannot get score streaks. I really should get the fuck out of here. Like, I'm not even getting anything towards my field upgrade right now. Get me out of here! That's weird. I wasn't charging field upgrade. Now all of a sudden it's just ready. Maybe it was charging, but it wasn't showing. Jesus Christ. Aim assist kind of goes fucking crazy with the jet gun. Killing these dudes with a normal gun is how you get them to drop shit. Even if it's not necessarily good shit. Okay, so what did I think I needed? I can't remember. Oh, that's right. The macchiato. Well, and I wonder if I can pack-a-punch my knife. I'm so fucking slow. I need to get stam. Yikes. I think it's the only perk I don't have, and I should have just grabbed it from that machine up there, but there was too many zombies. I'll try to pack my knife. Well, let's try it again. I fucked that up. I will have to practice because I don't know how to do this shit. I don't even think I want to switch to my dedicated melee because that sucks. Come back, ammo. Oh my god. Oh, Long Johnson. Dude, that's butt cheeks. So I don't know. Maybe I need to totally level up the knife first. Like, it's got... Whoops. Oh, it's purple. It's just kills while you're in the Ether Shroud with your dedicated melee are supposed to hold you in the Ether Shroud longer, but I'm not able to kill anything because the knife is too freaking weak. Now I can. Fucking getting scary in there. Whoa. Oh, not a glitch, not a glitch. I was like, maybe they can't hit me right here. No, they can. Ooh, I crafted a mute. Sweet. Oh, shit. Use the mutant injection! Jesus Christ! The groundskeeper shed glitch? No. I think they probably patched that. I think you need Ether Shroud and like a second player. I saw a video of it. I didn't really pay too much attention to it, but I think it might have been like an autoplay situation where it come up on my phone and I was like, oh, this is half interesting, but also not really. And then I just didn't finish watching it. All right, let's try this now. Oh, yeah. Hitting way more kills. And now I've got ammo in the fucking jet gun again. Question is, why isn't the jet gun developing ammo? Now it is. Or it's not, excuse me, it's not giving me a field upgrade. So this method is pretty much useless. Like, I'm still not getting any field upgrade. I think I am getting it. It's just not showing it to me in terms of like a meter. So it's just going to show that I have it. Yep, there it is. That's weird. I probably need to look at my augments for Ether Shroud. I've got it to where it'll develop an extra one, but for one, I don't know that it's actually doing that. And maybe there might be one that does like a lesser cooldown. And I could go triple pack this knife. Let's do that real quick. Yeah, I probably don't. I'm probably not like completely set up perfect for this. I wasn't planning on doing that spot though. I've been, you know, working towards it, I guess, like because I kind of knew some of the things you need, but hey, motherfucker. Yeah, I've got Ether Shroud maxed out. That's why I'm able to do the switch to dedicated melee thing, but yeah, it's for some reason taking a very long time to get the Ether Shroud back. I think I really should get Mustang and Sally. That's probably one thing that I need for when I'm like out of ammo and I don't have an Ether Shroud. Yeah. I suppose on this game, technically, it's called Sally and Fourth. But yeah, Mustang and Sally. I heard the max ammo. There it is. Why it stopped there? Right. I mean, that worked almost long enough. Oh, shit. Get that shit out of my face. That's really a good example of where Mustang and Sally would have been awesome. I've been able to just wipe that shit out. You went and had some bakery this morning and you got a Danish? Nice. What kind, though? What was on it? Triple berry? Hell yeah. You were like, this is how he got fat. All makes sense now. Get out of the way. Get out of the way, I want that nuke, god damn it. Yeah. Your wife made cookies last night with the no-bakes? Hell yeah. I like some no-bake cookies. You've eaten 10 today? Oh, shit. They're so good when they're really fresh, too. Why won't it fire? The jet gun won't shoot. What is happening? God damn. It seriously won't shoot. Now it will. That's really convenient. Dinks. I'm sitting there just holding the trigger. Well, and I wasn't just holding it, but I was letting off and trying to do it again, and nothing. Probably gonna die now. Hey, what's up, Rain? We're screwing around over here. Okay, let me up the fucking zip line. That sucked. I wonder why this jet gun stopped working. I need plates. Don't mess up the lanes. I might. They're gonna need to be fucking greased and shit. Re-oiled. Yeah. Oh, shit. You don't trust the jet gun? I don't either, dude. You're fucking killing me, man. Yeah, the game does have a lot of bugs. Trying to think here. Damn, that other... Oh, no, it didn't. Fuck. Yeah, I liked Cold War, dude. This feels kind of like BO3 on Cold War's engine. Maybe not quite the movement of BO3, but you know, you don't have the jumping around shit. Well, on zombies there wasn't, I guess. These fucking crab rounds go forever. I think I added you, dude. Maybe. I might not have. Yeah. I don't remember shit. Inventory full. I've already got one of those, right? And I got the mute. Let's try this again. No, I have not played DayZ at all since the new update, basically. Well, maybe half an hour. I logged in and went to GM and got my jacket just to make sure it was there. Other than that, though, no. Definitely need to fully level up the knife. Holy shit, we're dead. We're dead. We're dead. Nope. Mutant injection. Mutant injection! You sons of bitches! 7 days to die. Oh, good. I'm gonna go grab Mustang and Sally. Yeah, Callie was saying without the teleporters going, or, with the teleporters, GM became less of a, hangout spot. Or, it wasn't that at all anymore. Well, and all the bugs that have been going on, it's like they were, I don't know, there's a lot of shit. Yeah. Yeah, it seemed like they were just telling people that if something went wrong, it was just going to be their own damn problem, which I mean, I get that, but I don't know. It just makes it to where you don't really want to play because it's just going to be a problem. I know that they are struggling and, the game's screwed up. I'm not trying to blame it on the admins at all. I think they're doing what they can with what they got, basically. But it just sucks. It was just a bad update, really. Which I was kind of expecting it. I was thinking, you go and add this much to DayZ, You know, something's gonna get broke. Look, I really need that mutant injection, god damn it. This is bad. Cannot use? What do you mean cannot use? I was hitting the mutant injection thing and it just said that over and over again. I don't think the game likes me being here. I have one fucking perk right now. And it's a fast spot, but damn it. Shit does not like to work in here. And I don't understand why. Damn, I probably needed macchiato. Yeah, I would probably hate the game if I had played through this update. I can probably buy one self-revive. What does it say? Crafting limit ×3. I don't know how many I've actually made. Wait, what is that other thing? What is this pistol? Hand cannon? When did that get added? I still think I need to look at my field upgrade. I bet you there's a version that'll make it charge faster. Zombies are harder to kill for sure. Okay, and the gun does not want to work again. Holy fucking shit. Yeah, yeah, it is, dude. Definitely worth it. I played it for free on my Xbox because I had, well, for free. I had Game Pass, you know. So I played it on there for like 2 days. And then, I don't know, I just didn't want to have to switch back and forth. So I was like, yeah, screw it, I'm going to buy it. So I bought it. Definitely worth it. I mean, it's still early, but this is probably the best Call of Duty launch I've seen since BO3. And I know BO3 wasn't necessarily great, but all the Call of Duties after it were way worse. So, you know, this is comparably not bad, honestly. And I don't know. I can see the potential that it has when they go to add more maps and stuff. It's definitely going to get better. Definitely need to finish leveling up or powering up this knife. Oh my god, I'm fucking dead. Dude, I don't know. Obviously, my field upgrade is not charging fast enough because it's still not back. We're gonna die. It's alright, I'm gonna let myself die. I may not have a choice, honestly. I mean, I could open the door, but... The big monster ate me. Oh shit, my gun's out of ammo. No, 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 no! Damn. We got zapped. I gotta look at the Ether Shroud, see what I can do with it, because I'm not sure what the augments are for it. Playlist update. What do we got? We get something new? Let me look at it real quick. This game, kind of clunky. Find match. Ransack? Fuck is that? Loot and deposit gold bars to win. That's different. Right, so we've got that, but activation instantly reloads, no. Ether Shroud duration significantly increased. We probably need that instead of the extra charge. Because then I can stay in the Shroud longer and I'll be able to get that fucking jet gun full on ammo again. Speed Cola. I've got field upgrades recharge a bit faster. Let's see. Swap weapons faster. I might want that, actually. I don't know, though. Equipment faster might be better. Grabbing us lunch. Oh, good. Holy shit, it's 12:10. What the hell? What the hell? Ammo mods. I don't know what the best ammo mod would be in there. Shadow Rift, maybe. Probably some Updog. Chicken sandwich. Oh, good. It's like it's showing the X. What is that? That's an LMG. The XMG instead of my fucking SOG. This game is broken, man. We only have 2 options, and you got the worst of the 2. Oh, good. Need 200 zombie limbs with a marksman rifle. Maybe I'll switch to something like that. Even though they're all kind of booty. We'll have some burst fire action. Don't want a smoke grenade launcher. God damn it. Oh, yeah. Oh. Shit. Well, shit, you guys. I might jump off and eat. And then I'll come back this afternoon here in like an hour. And fucking try that again. So, yeah. Thanks for watching. I will see you guys here in just a little bit when I get done eating lunch. Bye. See you later, Bobo, Rain, Callie, Frosty, Blaze. I'll be back. You guys don't have to be, but I will.